You're too unputdownable. Everybody wants to read. That's why I still get jealous.
Hello everyone, my name is Miranda and welcome to the final Top 5 Wednesday video of 2014.
Woot woot!
And seeing as today is New Year's Eve, it's no surprise that this week's topic is the top 5 best books you read in 2014. Now, I set for myself a goal of 120 books on Goodreads, and I am proud to say that I reached it with 142 books, so picking 5 of the best books I read was not an easy task to do, but somehow I managed, so I'm excited to share these with you. Without further ado, let's get started. Coming in at number 5 is going to be Be With Me by Jalen, aka Jennifer Armentrout. This is the second book in the Wait For Me series, and 2014 is the year when I finally succumbed to all the hype and read my first new adult book. And I have to say that even though some of them are so overdramatic and just crazy with everything that happens, Jennifer Armentrout writes such great stories and such great characters that I didn't even care that they were really overdramatized, because I mean seriously, it's like the girl breaks her ankle, but then it turns out the doctor is the boy who killed her brother in a car accident.
And then they meet up one day and she's babysitting and then the house is on fire and oh my goodness, everything's happening.
So yeah, new adult books can get really over-dramatized, but I think they have a more relatable approach of the world in that everything is kind of not rainbow and sunshine like it is in real life. So I really appreciated that, and Be With Me was just a really, really cute book. I love Tess as a narrator, even though she was like every other single Jennifer Armentrout character. She still had her own kind of spunk, and I related to her a lot in her insecurities and kind of holding back from things. And I love Jace too. He was just, oh my gosh, perfection. So it's such a great book. I can't wait to read the next ones that are coming out in 2015. Yay! Number 4 is going to be a book that I cannot stop raving about on this channel, and it is If I Stay by Gail Forman. Now, this book came out in 2009, but I was a party pooper who didn't want to read it because I thought it was going to be so sad, since it's about a girl who gets in an accident and her whole family dies and she's left with the decision if she wants to stay with her boyfriend or leave with her family. And I mean, it's just generally not happy stuff. But then the movie was coming out and Chloe Grace Moretz was in it, and I love Chloe Grace Moretz, so I was like, okay, I gotta read this book before the movie comes out. So I read it, and oh my flipping gosh, it's fantastic. Yes, it's sad. Yes, I went through like 2,000 tissues just getting through half of it, and probably like a million going through the whole thing. Shout out to the 24-pack of tissues I bought at BJ's that got me through this book and the entire movie, because you were really worth your money. Anyway, this book just has such a unique and interesting take on life. So many lessons that I think were really important for me, especially in the place I'm in right now, to learn. It's just a book that's nice to read and realize that even though life can be really, really crappy, there's always something you can hold on to, something that you can love that's still worth being and staying for. And number 3 is going to be This Star Won't Go Out by Esther Grace Earl. She was a nerd fighter who passed away from cancer at age 16, and this is her book full of her journals and her drawings and things that her parents and her family have compiled together that kind of represent her life. And reading it was just so touching and so uplifting to see this girl who was going through the most devastating thing you could ever possibly imagine and still get excited about the little things in life. I mean, she dreams about kissing a boy, and she has fights with her sister, and the things she writes and says and draws are just so inspiring and so uplifting. I was like crying but smiling at the same time reading it, and it makes you angry reading this because she was such an amazing girl and she had so much potential to change the future. She was just one of those people, I think, who knew what they were in life and was going to leave a mark, and she didn't get to, and it just makes you angry to read it, but it's so inspiring and uplifting reading it, even though it makes me so sad. But it fills you with this emotion that you want to go out and change the world for Esther, since she didn't get to. You want to go and kiss boys and girls because she didn't get to. You want to go fall in love and change the world and do all these things Esther didn't because you want to do it for her. And it's so great and so uplifting, so I really recommend it. Number 2 is going to be the 3rd book in a series that I recently discovered in 2014, and that is Isla and the Happily Ever After by Stephanie Perkins. This is the 3rd book in the Anna and the French Kiss series, and I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about Isla because her whole story is that she's been in love with Josh. You remember Josh from Anna and the French Kiss. Cute little kid, junior, all his friends left him and now he's lonely. Well, she's been in love with him since like freshman year. I thought this was going to be a whole, oh my gosh, I'm in love with him, but he doesn't love me. But it turns out that Josh has had a crush on her for like just as long too, and it's literally the most adorable thing seeing these two dorks fall in love with each other. Stephanie Perkins has managed to write 3 amazing different love stories, but Isla and Josh, I feel like, may be my favorite. It's just so many cute moments. I tabbed so much stuff. I was just smiling like a dork, and this was a book, like, I didn't want to finish it. Like, I was putting it down because I didn't want to finish it just because it was making me so happy, and there's not a lot of books that I find like that, so this was definitely one of the best reads I read in 2014, and probably one of the best books I've ever read, period. Finally, my favorite book of 2014 was a book that I waited not so patiently for to come out, and it finally did, thank goodness, because I mean, let's be honest, some of us were starting to think it wasn't gonna come out, and that is The Retribution of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodkin, the third and final book in the Mara Dyer series. I don't want to give away any spoilers for those of you who haven't gotten into this amazing, amazing series, which you should definitely put that at the top of your list for 2015. I'm telling you now, you won't regret it. This book just tied everything together so perfectly and so neatly. It's such a complex and I think amazing story that it really could have been ridiculous had it been handled the wrong way, but she took her time with this. She took her year to write this book and make it the love product of everything she has and make it good, and I think it really reflects on that, on just how amazing and unputdownable it is. It is literally the perfect wrap up to any book that you could ever wish for, and I am so thankful for Michelle Hodkin for writing this series and for taking her time, even though I did curse her name many times for pushing the book back twice. Sorry about that, Michelle. Ooh. Alright, so there you have it, my 5 favorite books that I read in 2014, and surprisingly, I think these are all different from the 5 best books I picked back in July of 2014, which were the best books that I read so far. And since it is New Year's Eve, I hope you have a great night celebrating the ball drop. I know what I'll be doing, yeah, watching Netflix alone in my room. Yeah, so on a serious note, thank you guys all so much for subscribing and liking and commenting on all my videos in 2014. It really made the year for me, and I've enjoyed sharing my bookish experience with all of you, even though I've probably embarrassed myself 50 ways to Sunday on this channel. And I hope you like what I have in store for 2015. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please make it my end of the year gift and click subscribe down there so you can be told when I make all sorts of new videos. Thank you guys all so much for a wonderful 2014. I hope you guys have a great new year and read lots of books, and let's hope that our OTBs actually get together in 2015. Fingers crossed! Bye guys, Happy New Year!